If you're so broke even your shadow owes rent, why are you still breathing in my house? The words exploded across the restaurant. Every head turned. Conversation stopped mid-sentence. Waiters froze with plates in hand. Kaya stood at the table, hands trembling at her sides. She didn't look up. Didn't move. Just breathed. Her husband Dante wasn't whispering. He wanted everyone to hear. "Look at this," he said louder now, gesturing at her like she was an exhibit. "Same dress. Third time this week. You know why? Because she owns nothing. She is nothing. A burden dressed in skin." Someone at the next table smirked. Others pretended not to stare, but their eyes betrayed them. Phones tilted slightly. Recording? Maybe. Have you ever been humiliated in public by someone who claimed to love you? What did you do? Hi, welcome to Love in the Shadows Stories. Thanks for watching. Kindly tell me what country you're watching from. Dante took a slow sip of his wine. Savored it. Let the silence marinate. You want to know the truth? His voice dropped to something cruel and intimate. I didn't marry you for love. I married you because you photograph well. My family wanted diversity for the holiday card. That's it. You're a prop. But props don't talk back, and they sure as hell don't cost me money. Kaya's jaw clenched. Her nails dug into her palms. He leaned forward, eyes glittering with malice. Even if you lived 10 lifetimes, you'd never touch real money. That line hit different. Kaya's eyes flickered. Not with hurt, with something darker. Recognition. Like she'd heard those exact words before in another life in another language. Outside the restaurant window, a black car sat idling. Engine humming low. Windows tinted black. Waiting. Only Kaya noticed. The front door opened. Cold air rushed in like a warning. A man stepped inside. Tall. Black suit, no tie. His face was all hard angles. No softness, no apology. He moved through the room like he owned the oxygen. The hostess rushed toward him. Sir, do you have a... He walked past her like she was smoke. His eyes swept the restaurant. Methodical. Hunting. They landed on Kaya. And stopped. Everything shifted. The air got heavier. Thicker. He walked straight toward their table. Each step deliberate, like counting down to something inevitable. Dante finally noticed. Excuse me, can I help you? The man didn't even glance at him. His focus stayed locked on Kaya like a laser. He stopped 3 feet away. Then he said it. Quiet. Precise. Deadly. Choi me-san. The room tilted. Kaya's breath caught. Her heart slammed against her ribs so hard it hurt. That name. The one buried. The one erased. The one that shouldn't exist anymore. The stranger's voice was calm. Too calm. You shouldn't still be alive. Not a threat. A fact. Outside, the black car's doors opened. 2 more men stepped out. Suits. Stillness. Power. Dante laughed nervously. Who the hell are you supposed to be? The stranger finally looked at him. And Dante's smile died instantly. Because that look wasn't anger. It was erasure. Like Dante had already stopped existing. The stranger turned back to Kaya. His expression softened, barely but enough. You were never meant to live like this. The words detonated. Someone in the restaurant whispered, that's him. Another voice, oh God, that's actually him. The stranger extended his hand slightly. Not touching her. Just offering. It's time to go home. She learned early that survival sometimes looks like obedience. 3 years before that restaurant. Before the stranger. Before everything shattered. Kaya woke at 5 a.m. every day. Not because she wanted to. Because Dante required it. She made his coffee. Black, 2 sugars, exactly 180 degrees. She ironed his shirts. She packed his lunch. She stood by the door with his briefcase waiting. He never said thank you. Just took it and left. Her routine was a cage she decorated to look like a life. She worked part-time at a library. Minimum wage. Dante called it her little hobby. The money went straight into an account she couldn't access. He controlled everything, her cards, her phone plan, even her medical appointments. You're terrible with money, he'd said when they first married. Let me handle it. Trust me. She did. And piece by piece he erased her. No friends. He said they were jealous of her. No family. He said they abandoned her. No documents. He kept them safe in a vault she'd never seen. She existed in the margins of his life. Quiet. Compliant. Invisible. But here's what nobody knew. Late at night, when Dante was asleep, fragments would come back to her. A lullaby in a language she didn't remember learning. Korean? Maybe. The melody felt like home, but home was supposed to be nowhere. A silver symbol she'd seen once on a necklace. She drew it sometimes on foggy mirrors. Sharp lines. Geometric. Dangerous. And a voice, woman's voice, whispering urgently, "Never tell them who you are. Promise me." She promised. But promised who? And why? Dante told everyone she came from nothing. Found her working at a diner, he'd lie at parties. Felt sorry for her. Took her in. People believed him. Why wouldn't they? But contradictions lived in her bones. She spoke 3 languages without trying. Once at a diplomatic dinner, she corrected a French ambassador's grammar. Dante slapped her later. "Don't embarrass me." She knew which fork to use at formal dinners. Which glass. When to speak and when silence carried more weight. She read people instantly, knew who held real power in a room just by watching how others position themselves. These weren't things you learned from poverty. These were things bred into you. But she buried those thoughts. Buried the questions. Because asking questions meant remembering. And remembering felt dangerous. The humiliations became routine. Each insult was a small death she survived. "You're lucky I keep you. Nobody else would want you. You'd be homeless without me." She absorbed them. Became smaller. Quieter. She told herself a lie every morning, the same one she'd whispered since childhood. "If I stay invisible long enough, I'll survive." It worked. For years it worked. Until the day it didn't. One Tuesday afternoon she was walking home from the library. The streets were crowded. Normal. Then she saw it. A black car. Parked across the street. Engine running. Windows tinted. She'd seen that car before. Different streets. Different days. Always watching. Her heart raced. She walked faster. The car followed. Slowly. Patiently. She turned a corner. It turned. She stopped. It stopped. Then the passenger window rolled down. Just an inch. A voice, low and deliberate. "He's coming for you soon." The window rolled back up. The car drove away. Kaya stood frozen on the sidewalk, heart hammering. Who was coming? And why did that voice sound like a warning and a promise? "You shouldn't still be alive," the stranger said calmly. Not loud. Not threatening. Just stating a fact like commenting on the weather. Kaya's legs felt weak. The name he just said, "Choi Mi-sun," echoed in her skull like a gunshot. Dante stood up fast, chair scraping. "Okay, I don't know what kind of scam this is, but..." The stranger raised one finger. Just one. Dante's mouth snapped shut. The entire restaurant held its breath. The stranger's eyes stayed locked on Kaya. He tilted his head slightly, studying her. "You had a scar," he said quietly. "Left shoulder. Shaped like a crescent moon. From the night they smuggled you out." Kaya's hand moved instinctively to her shoulder. Through her dress she could feel it. The scar she never talked about. The one she told Dante came from a childhood accident. How did this man know? "You hummed a lullaby when you were nervous," he continued. "Your mother sang it. About a tiger and the moon." Her throat closed. She hadn't thought about that song in years. But her lips knew the melody. Her body remembered. Dante laughed. Harsh. Nervous. "This is insane. Kaya, tell this psycho to leave before I call security." The stranger finally looked at Dante. The temperature dropped. "You're Dante Hargrove," the stranger said. "Failed real estate investor. Living off your father's trust fund. Currently 17 million in debt to people who don't accept apologies." Dante's face went white. Someone at a nearby table gasped. "Wait, that's Park Jin-woo." Another voice trembling, "Oh my God. That's actually him." Whispers spread like wildfire. "Park Jin-woo? The shipping magnate?" "No, he's more than that. He controls everything. He controls everything." A waiter dropped a tray. Nobody moved to clean it up. Park Jin-woo, the stranger now had a name, didn't acknowledge them. His attention returned to Kaya. "November 7th, 15 years ago," he said. "You were 13. Someone set fire to the east wing of your family's compound. You escaped through the garden. Barefoot. Your mother gave you a jade pendant and told you to run." Kaya's vision blurred. Memories crashed through the walls she'd built. Fire. Screaming. Her mother's hands, cold, shaking, pressing something into her palm. "Never tell them who you are. Promise me." Dante grabbed Kaya's arm. "We're leaving. Now." Jinwoo moved. Not fast. Not aggressive. He just shifted his weight slightly. 2 men in black suits materialized from nowhere. They didn't touch Dante. Just stood there. Blocking. Existing. Dante let go of Kaya's arm like it burned him. Jinwoo leaned closer to Kaya. His voice dropped to a whisper only she could hear. You were never meant to live like this. Broken. Small. Afraid. His jaw tightened. They told you were abandoned. That your family was gone. That you had nothing. Tears stung her eyes. They lied. Those two words shattered everything. Jinwoo straightened. He reached into his jacket. Dante flinched. But Jinwoo only pulled out a business card. Black. Embossed with a silver symbol. The same symbol Kaya drew on foggy mirrors. He placed it on the table in front of her. When you're ready, he said. Then he turned and walked out. His men followed. The door closed behind them. The black car outside pulled away slowly. Kaya stared at the card. Her hands shook so badly she couldn't pick it up. Dante grabbed it first. Looked at it. His face twisted. What the hell have you done? He hissed. But Kaya wasn't listening anymore. Because for the first time in 15 years she remembered. Everything. She remembers the fire before she remembers her name. That night, Kaya couldn't sleep. Dante was snoring in the next room. She sat on the bathroom floor, card in hand, symbol staring back at her. Then it hit. Not gently. Like a dam breaking. The memories came in fragments. Sure. Violent. Real. She was 7 years old. Not in America. In Seoul. A massive compound with stone walls and guards at every gate. She wore silk. Ate with silver chopsticks. Tutors taught her Mandarin, Japanese, French. She learned etiquette. Protocol. How to bow. How to stand. How to disappear in plain sight. She wasn't Kaya then. She was Choi Mi-sun, daughter of Choi Dae-young. Heiress to something she didn't understand. Her father was always gone. Business, they said. But business meant men in suits whispering in dark rooms. Meant phone calls at 3 a.m. Meant blood on marble floors scrubbed clean by morning. Her mother was different. Soft hands. Sad eyes. She sang that lullaby every night. Why do you look so sad, Amma? Young Mi-sun had asked once. Her mother's smile broke. Because I know what's coming. Then came the fire. November 7th. Mi-sun was 13. She woke to screaming. Flames crawled up the east wing like living things. Guards shouted. Gunshots cracked the night. Her mother burst into her room, face streaked with tears and ash. We don't have time, she gasped, pulling Mi-sun from bed. They know. They're coming for you. Oh. Amma, who's coming? Her mother pressed something cold into her palm. A jade pendant. The symbol carved deep. Your uncle, she whispered. Your father's brother. He wants everything. And to get it, you have to disappear. I don't understand. Listen to me. Her mother gripped her shoulders hard. Desperate. You were never born. You never existed. Your records are gone. Your face will be erased. You will be nobody. Amma? Never tell them who you are. Promise me. Mi-sun promised through tears. Her mother kissed her forehead. Shoved her toward a man in black. Park Jinwoo, she realized now. Younger then. Harder. Protect her, her mother commanded. No matter what. Jinwoo nodded once. That was the last time Mi-sun saw her mother alive. They smuggled her out through underground tunnels. Gave her a new name. New documents. New life. Jinwoo watched from the shadows for 15 years. Never interfering. Just waiting. Back in the bathroom, Kaya collapsed. Sobs ripped from her chest. Anger. Grief. Betrayal. Her poverty wasn't random. It was a cage built to keep her alive. But alive from who? Her own blood. Her uncle. The man who wanted her erased so completely that even her inheritance would vanish. A knock at the door. She jumped. Kaya? Dante's voice. Irritated. What are you doing in there? She didn't answer. Couldn't. Her phone buzzed. Unknown number. She answered without thinking. Jinwoo's voice. They're searching again. Her blood turned to ice. Your uncle found out you're alive. The restaurant. Too many witnesses. Too many phones. What does that mean? His voice turned to steel. It means if they find you, there will be no second escape. The line went dead. Kaya stared at herself in the mirror. At the stranger wearing her face. Choi Mi-sun stared back. And for the first time in 15 years she didn't look away. Your name controls $20 billion, and every man who knows that wants you dead. Jinwoo said it like he was ordering coffee. Kaya sat across from him in a private room. Secure location. She didn't know where. Didn't remember the drive. Just remembered Jinwoo's men extracting her from Dante's house at 4 a.m. 20 billion, she repeated numbly. Controlling interest in 17 corporations. 6 shipping ports. Trust funds across 9 countries. Real estate. Weapons contracts. Technology patents. Jinwoo slid a tablet across the table. All of it locked, frozen. Waiting. Waiting for what? Your biometric confirmation. Fingerprint. Retinal scan. Blood sample. He leaned back. The moment you access even $1, alerts trigger globally. Every intelligence agency. Every rival family. Every person who thought you were dead. Kaya's hands shook. Why didn't you tell me? Because you were safer not knowing. His jaw tightened. Your father set it up before he died. Protection protocol. You would live poor. Anonymous. Invisible. Until the threat was neutralized. What threat? Your uncle. Choi Sung-min. Jinwoo's voice turned to ice. Your father's younger brother. He wanted the empire. Needed you gone to claim it. So he staged the fire. Killed your mother. Hunted you for 3 years before we convinced him you were dead. The room spun. We faked your death. Planted evidence. A body. DNA samples. Jinwoo's eyes darkened. It worked. For 15 years it worked. Then what changed? Jinwoo was quiet for a long moment. Someone leaked your location. Kaya's stomach dropped. Who? We're still investigating. But whoever it was knew exactly where to look. He pulled up a photo on the tablet. This was taken 3 weeks ago. Outside your library. Kaya stared at the image. Walking. Unaware. Your uncle has people everywhere. Once he confirmed you were alive, Jinwoo swiped to another photo. This one made her blood freeze. Dante. Shaking hands with a man in a dark suit. Korean. Cold eyes. Your husband, Jinwoo said quietly, met with your uncle's enforcer 6 times in the past 2 months. No. The word came out broken. He didn't know who you really were. But he knew you were valuable. He borrowed money using your maiden name, Choi. That triggered alerts. My people intercepted. But the damage was done. Kaya felt sick. He sold me out? Unknowingly. But yes. Jinwoo's expression hardened. His cruelty wasn't just abuse. It was useful. It kept you small. Afraid. Easy to control. A perfect cover. And now he's dangerous. Because your uncle knows he's connected to you. And your uncle doesn't leave loose ends. Kaya stood abruptly. Her entire life was a lie. Her poverty. Her marriage. Her identity. Everything designed to keep her alive. And now it was falling apart. What happens next? She whispered. Jinwoo stood. His presence filled the room. You have 2 choices. Run again. New identity. New country. Live small forever. Or. His eyes burned with something fierce. You claim what's yours. You step into your name. Your power. Your empire. And then? Jinwoo's voice dropped to a lethal whisper. Once they know you've awakened, this becomes war. By morning her entire world is armed. Kaya woke in a room she didn't recognize. Floor-to-ceiling windows. Steel. Blast. Silence. Not the suffocating silence of Dante's house. This was different. Controlled. Safe. She sat up. Her body didn't ache. For the first time in 3 years she'd slept without nightmares. A woman in a black suit stood by the door. Miss Choi. Breakfast is ready. Miss Choi. Not Kaya. Not Mrs. Hargrove. Her real name. She followed the woman through hallways lined with guards. Not obvious. Not threatening. Just there. Watching. Protecting. Jinwoo sat at a table reading reports. He looked up when she entered. Sleep well. She nodded. Sat down. The chair felt different. Solid. Expensive. Everything here was different. Your husband tried to contact you 17 times last night, Jinwoo said casually, pouring tea. We blocked him. Is he alive? Yes. Contained? Also yes. Jinwoo slid his phone across the table. Watch. She pressed play. Security footage. Airport. Dante trying to board a flight. 3 men in suits intercepting him. No violence. Just words. Dante's face went from angry to terrified in seconds. Where was he going? Kaya asked. Seoul. To meet your uncle. To negotiate. Jinwoo's smile was sharp. He thought he could sell information about you. Buy his way out of debt. And? His passport's flagged. His accounts frozen. His father's lawyers just dropped him. By noon he'll have nothing. Kaya should have felt satisfaction. Instead she felt nothing. Dante was already irrelevant. Jinwoo noticed. Good. You're learning. Learning what? That power isn't loud. It doesn't scream or threaten. He leaned forward. Real power is silent. It removes obstacles before they become problems. Over the next 3 days, Kaya watched Jinwoo operate. A phone call that grounded a private jet. A text message that closed a bank account. A nod that made 6 men vanish from a building. No yelling. No violence. Just control. And slowly something shifted inside her. She stopped flinching when doors opened. Stopped apologizing when she spoke. Stopped shrinking to fit into smaller spaces. Her posture straightened. Her voice steadied. She was remembering who she used to be. One evening, Jinwoo found her standing at the window watching the city lights. "You're different," he said. "I feel different." "Good." He stood beside her. Close but not touching. "Your uncle is preparing. He knows you're protected now. He's gathering allies." "Should I be scared?" "No." Jinwoo's reflection in the glass was absolute. "You should be ready." She turned to face him. "Why are you doing this?" "Really?" He was quiet for a long moment. "I made a promise to your mother. To keep you alive." His voice softened. "But I also made a promise to myself. That if you ever came back, truly came back, I would help you take what's yours. You don't owe me anything." "No." His eyes met hers. Intense. Honest. "But you deserve everything." Something passed between them. Not romance. Not yet. Something deeper. Trust. "You don't owe me loyalty," Jinwoo said quietly. "Only survival." Kaya smiled. Small but real. "What if I want to give you both?" For the first time, Jinwoo smiled back. He laughs again until the doors lock. Dante showed up at Jinwoo's building 3 days later. Security tried to stop him. He pushed past, screaming, "I know you're here, Kaya. You can't hide behind these people forever." He burst into the conference room where she sat with Jinwoo and his lawyers. His eyes were wild. Desperate. He looked like he hadn't slept in days. "You think you're so smart now?" Dante spat. "Playing dress up with your little boyfriend? I know the truth. You're nothing. You'll always be nothing." Kaya didn't flinch. Just looked at him. "Come. Steady." It enraged him more. "I'll expose you," he hissed. "I'll tell everyone you're a fraud. That you manipulated me. That you—" Jinwoo pressed a button. The doors locked. Heavy. Final. Dante spun around. Pulled at the handles. They didn't budge. What is this?" Men in suits entered through a side door. Not aggressive. Just present. They positioned themselves at every exit. Dante's confidence cracked. "You can't keep me here. I have rights. I'll call." "Your lawyer?" Jinwoo stood slowly. "Gerald Mendez dropped you yesterday. Ethics violation." "Then I'll call the police." "And report what exactly?" Jinwoo walked toward him. Each step measured. "Predatory. That you borrowed $8 million from a criminal organization using your wife's maiden name as collateral?" Dante's face went white. Jinwoo nodded to one of his men. A laptop appeared on the table. Screen facing Dante. "Let me show you something." He pressed play. Security footage. Dante meeting with Korean enforcers. Audio clear. "Her name is Choi. That's worth something, right? I can deliver her if the price is right." Dante's voice. His words. His betrayal. Next clip. Bank transfers. Dante moving money. Hiding assets. Forging Kaya's signature on documents. Next, phone records. Calls to offshore accounts. Conversations with his mistress about getting rid of the dead weight. Every lie. Every scheme. Every cruelty. Displayed in high definition. Dante stumbled backward. "Where did you can't?" "I can." Jinwoo's voice was arctic. "And I did." Another screen lit up. His father's hedge fund under federal investigation. His mother's real estate seized by the IRS. His trust fund frozen pending fraud charges. "What did you do?" Dante whispered. "I didn't do anything." Jinwoo stepped closer. "You did this. Every debt. Every lie. Every crime. I just made sure the right people found out." Dante's legs gave out. He collapsed into a chair. "You were useful once," Jinwoo said quietly. "Your cruelty kept her hidden. Your control kept her safe. But now—" He leaned down. "I level. You're finished?" Legal documents appeared. Annulment papers. Asset division. Restraining orders. Sign. "And if I don't?" Jinwoo smiled. It wasn't kind. "Then the video of you with your secretary gets released. Along with every financial crime you've committed. You'll be in prison by Monday." Dante's hand shook as he grabbed the pen. He signed. Each stroke a surrender. When he finished, Jinwoo straightened. You have 1 hour to leave the city. After that, my people stop being polite. Dante looked at Kaya. Desperate. Pathetic. Kaya, please, I'm sorry. She stood. Walked over to him. Looked down at the man who'd made her feel small for 3 years. Her voice was calm. Clear. Final. My name is Choi Mi-sun. And you will never speak to me again. Security escorted him out. The doors closed. Silence. Kaya exhaled. Something heavy lifted from her chest. Jinwoo stood beside her. How do you feel? She thought about it. Really thought. Free. Power didn't make her louder. It made her honest. 2 weeks after Dante left, Kaya found Jinwoo on the rooftop terrace at 2 a.m. He stood at the edge, cigarette burning between his fingers. You smoke? She asked. He glanced back. Only when I can't sleep. Why can't you sleep? He took a drag. Long, slow. Same reason you're up here. She moved beside him. The city sprawled below, lights twinkling like fallen stars. I keep waiting for it to feel real, she said quietly. The freedom. The safety. But it still feels like a dream I'll wake up from. Jinwoo nodded. That's trauma. It doesn't leave just because the danger does. How long did it take you? He looked at her. Really looked. I'll let you know when it happens. Something in his voice made her turn. What happened to you? He was quiet for a long time. Then, my father worked for yours. Loyal. 20 years. When your uncle staged the coup, my father refused to switch sides. He crushed the cigarette under his shoe. They killed him in front of me. I was 16. Kaya's chest tightened. Jinwoo. Your father found me after. Took me in. Trained me. Gave me purpose. His voice cracked slightly. When he asked me to protect you, it wasn't just a job. It was a debt. A promise. The only family I had left. Tears stung her eyes. I'm sorry. Don't be. He turned to face her fully. You gave my life meaning. Even when you didn't know I existed. The space between them felt charged. Heavy. Why didn't you ever approach me before? She whispered. In all those years? Because you deserved to choose your own life. Even if that life was small. Even if it hurt to watch. His jaw tightened. I was ordered to observe. Never interfere. Only protect from the shadows. That must have been hell. It was. His eyes held hers. Especially when he hurt you. The confession hung between them. There were nights I wanted to kill him, Jinwoo admitted. Watching you shrink. Watching you disappear. I had to remind myself that interfering would expose you. Put you in more danger. Kaya reached out. Touched his hand. Just barely. Thank you, she said. For waiting. For protecting me. For bringing me back. His fingers curled around hers. Warm. Steady. You brought yourself back, he said softly. I just opened the door. They stood like that. Hands linked. City humming below. No rush. No pressure. Just presence. I don't know how to do this, Kaya said. Trust someone. Be vulnerable. After everything. Then we learn together. Jinwoo squeezed her hand gently. No ownership. No expectations. Just honesty. She smiled. Small but genuine. I like that. Good. They stayed on that rooftop until sunrise. Talking. Sharing. Healing. He told her about the nightmares that never stopped. She told him about the guilt she carried for surviving when her mother didn't. They didn't fix each other. They just existed together. Without walls. Without fear. And somewhere in those quiet hours something shifted. Not love. Not yet. But the foundation for it. Built on scars and truth and safety. When the sun broke the horizon, Jinwoo turned to her. Whatever happens next, he said, you're not alone anymore. Kaya leaned her head on his shoulder. Neither are you. Your uncle wants you dead, officially. Jinwoo said it at breakfast. Come. Like discussing the weather. Kaya's fork stopped halfway to her mouth. What do you mean officially? He slid a tablet across the table. News article. Korean. English translation below. Choi Dae-young's daughter confirmed alive. Family disputes inheritance claim. Her photo. Old one. Age 13. Before the fire. He went public, she whispered. Worse. Jinwoo pulled up another document. Legal filing. He's claiming you're an imposter. Says the real Choi Mi-sun died 15 years ago. That you're a fraud trying to steal the family fortune. Kaya's blood turned cold. Can he do that? He's doing it. Jinwoo's jaw tightened. He filed with international courts. Seoul. Hong Kong. Singapore. He has judges on payroll. Politicians in his pocket. Military commanders who owe him favors. So what do we do? Jinwoo's phone buzzed. He looked at it. His face went dark. We run. What? He grabbed her arm. Now. An explosion shook the building. Glass shattered. Alarms screamed. Smoke poured through ventilation. Jinwoo pulled her toward the emergency exit. His men appeared from everywhere, forming a wall around them. They moved fast. Down staircases. Through underground tunnels. Behind them, gunfire. Shouts. Chaos. Who is that? Kai gasped, running. Your uncle's people. He's not waiting for courts anymore. They burst into an underground garage. 3 cars waiting. Engines running. Jinwoo shoved her into the middle vehicle. Go. Don't stop for anything. Wait, where are you going? To buy you time. He looked at her. Something final in his eyes. There's a safe house in Busan. Coordinates in the GPS. My people will meet you there. Jinwoo. Go. The driver hit the gas. Kai looked back through the rear window. Jinwoo stood in the garage, gun drawn, his men beside him. Then they turned a corner. And he was gone. 3 hours later, different location. Kaya sat in a dark room, surrounded by Jinwoo's remaining security. A laptop in front of her. Video call connecting. The screen flickered. A man appeared. Older. Late 60s. Sharp suit. Cruel eyes. Choi Sung-min. Her uncle. The man who killed her mother. He smiled. It was poison. My dear niece. Finally we meet again. Kaya's hands curled into fists. You look so much like your mother, he continued. It's almost painful to see. What do you want? What? He laughed. I don't want anything, child. I already have everything. Your father's empire. His legacy. His name. That's not yours. It is now. His smile vanished. Your mother should have let you die in that fire. Would have saved everyone so much trouble. Rage flooded her veins. You killed her. I liberated her. He leaned forward. And soon I'll liberate you too. The screen went black. One of Jinwoo's men approached. Miss Choi. We intercepted communications. Your uncle has contracts out. $50 million. Dead or alive. Kaya stood. Her fear evaporated. Replaced by something colder. Where's Jinwoo? Still in Seoul. Fighting. She grabbed the man's arm. Get me back there. Miss Choi, it's not safe. I don't care. Her voice cut like steel. My uncle wants war? She looked at her reflection in the darkened screen. Choi Mi-sun stared back. No fear. Only fury. Then let's give him one. You tried to erase me. Now watch me sign my name. Kaya stood in the Seoul courthouse. Cameras everywhere. Her uncle sat across the room, smug. Confident. He thought he'd won. The judge called the session to order. This hearing will determine the rightful heir to the Choi estate. Her uncle's lawyer stood, smirking. Your Honor, we have proof that this woman is an imposter. Sit down. The voice came from the back. Jinwoo walked in. Alive. Bruised but standing. Kaya's heart nearly burst. He approached the bench. Handed the judge a USB drive. What is this? The judge asked. Everything. The screens lit up. Bank records. Her uncle's offshore accounts. 50 million in blood money. Contracts on Kaya's life. Signatures. Dates. Proof. Then the video. November 7th. 15 years ago. Security footage from the compound. Her uncle. Pouring gasoline. Lighting the match. Watching the fire spread. Audio clear. Make sure the girl doesn't survive. The courtroom erupted. Her uncle shot to his feet. That's fabricated. This is a setup. Then explain this. Jinwoo pressed play on another file. Recorded phone calls. Her uncle ordering hits. Bribing officials. Laundering money through 12 countries. Every crime. Every murder. Every betrayal. All documented. Police moved in. Her uncle tried to run. They blocked him. Choi Sung-min, the lead officer, said, You're under arrest for murder, conspiracy, fraud. The list went on. Her uncle's face twisted. You think this changes anything? I have people everywhere. I'll be out by morning. Jinwoo leaned close. Whispered something only the uncle could hear. His face went white. They dragged him out. Screaming. Desperate. The judge looked at Kaya. Miss Choi. Your identity has been verified. Your inheritance is yours. The courts formally recognize you as the rightful heir to the Choi estate. Kaya stood. Walked to the bench. She signed her name. Choi-mi-sun. The name her mother gave her. The name that survived fire and death and 15 years of erasure. The cameras flashed. Headlines wrote themselves. But she didn't care about any of that. 6 months later, Kaya stood in the rebuilt compound. Not as a monument to power. As a foundation. Schools. Medical clinics. Women's shelters. She used her inheritance to heal. To protect. To give others the safety she'd never had. Jin-woo found her in the garden. The same garden she'd escaped through as a child. "You've been busy," he said. "So have you." She smiled. He'd been dismantling her uncle's networks. Freeing people trapped in his system. They were equals now. Partners. He took her hand. "Any regrets?" She thought about it. About Dante. The humiliation. The pain. The years of being invisible. "No," she said finally. "Because all of it led me here. To this. To you." Jin-woo pulled her close. Kissed her forehead. "You know what I realized?" Kaya said softly. "What?" She looked up at him. Eyes clear. No fear. No shame. "I was never poor. I was protected." He smiled. Real. Genuine. "And now? Now I protect others." They stood together in the garden. Where fire once destroyed. Where life now grew. The legacy wasn't wealth. It was survival. Just freedom. And love built on truth. Thank you for listening to Love in the Shadows stories. If this story touched you, drop a comment telling us what moment hit you hardest. And don't forget to subscribe, because everyone deserves a story where the powerless become powerful.